They're moving in to attack us. Time to move the navy out. And now we can see a naval battle. So they have slightly more morale than we do. They have an admiral present with apparently really good maneuver. Yeah, he's a level 4 maneuver. So their engagement with is excellent. Though there's only 9 ships available, so it's not really relevant right now. And this is light ships versus light ships. The real question is when the heavy's going to arrive. So we took some damage, but no real damage done. These guys are just going to need to return to Cadiz and repair. That's fine. No! Why did you leave? Ah, ships are so stupid in this version. Alright, we're going to lose some ships now. Yep, we lost 2. Bugger. But our main high seas fleet is wrecking their face. We're going to sail into here and then merge up with the Cadiz fleet, I think. Even though we're damaged, I'm not really expecting them to try and reinforce, because this is ocean. It's not inland sea. Yeah, Tunis ran away. Hopefully we can take some of our boats back here. We captured only 1, but it was a light ship, and we sank 5. So, net loss of 1 ship because of that stupidity. Yeah, there's definitely something up with naval AI at the moment. Definitely. Treason against Castile. Recruitment is out of necessity, something that has to be a somewhat decentralized affair. Often it will be entrusted to the nobles in the capital, and then they are responsible in turn to set... to turn up a set number of men to the various provinces under our control. This is a system that has, to some extent, relies on trust, as the central government is not involved in the details of the countryside musterings, and the only form of control we have are the often sporadic inspections the army itself conducts. On one such inspection in Segovia has unearthed quite a local scandal. The roles we have for this area is full of fictional names, and nobody seems to know what we could actually muster from this region. So we say this is unfortunate, we lose a bunch of professionalism, and... manpower modifier is lost for 10 years. Oh, only in the Castile area, though. Which is our capital area? No. I don't actually know where Castile is. Oh, yeah, it is. It's the Madrid area. And this is a pretty high development area, so that would be a big loss of manpower. Or we punish the perpetrator. The nobility loses loyalty. We gain professionalism. And the Castile area gets unrest and a lesser recruitment modifier reduction. We're going to punish the perpetrator and conduct our own survey. It'll lead to a little bit of uprising chance, especially with the Age of Obscuration thing. The study hard be evil. But I think overall will be fine. And also nobility is still more than 30 loyalties. We're still getting the morale recovery. Sorry, the manpower recovery from that. So it's not all bad. Is basically what I'm getting at. England declared war on Ormond. Meanwhile, the fleet's getting pretty nicely repaired. And then we just have the sieges going on. We haven't seen any Ottomans coming in yet, and I kind of doubt that they're going to get involved. In fact, getting in this war with the Ottomans may have saved Byzantium. Sure, they lost Constantinople, but they're still alive. They still have southern Greece. I think we did. I think we saved Byzantium. So all of you Byzantium fanboys out there, you can celebrate. One of the cardinals in Castile has proven to be a skilled administrator and has already provides useful advice to the king. At this point, making him a minister in our government would almost be a formality, but an important formality nonetheless, since he may grow more powerful yet. Having a cardinal in our service would certainly lend us credibility with the Pope, and strengthen the sentiment that Castile is a Catholic nation first and foremost. So the clergy could gain influence if we do formally make him a minister. We also gain stability cost reduction, missionary strength, tolerance of the true faith, and papal influence. Or we gain prestige. I mean, the papal influence and the tolerance of the true faith could be useful. Now, how likely is this uprising? It's honestly not very likely. So I think I'm going to go for the prestige, because again, we need to build our prestige up so that we can get the morale bonuses from that. They don't take Byzantium, they take Serbia from that war. Serbia's still alive too. Lost the trade dispute against Holland. They've lifted their embargo. It's because Holland knows historically what's going to happen to them. We could build some new ships. I'm actually half tempted to build 2 more early carracks. We have the money for it. Why not? You sink 2 light ships? I replace them with 2 heavies. Ha! And we are now sinking behind in technology. Basically, because we're ahead of time in 1 and behind in 2, we're losing innovativeness. Like I said, innovativeness is actually pretty hard to maintain. And I don't think we're going to be gaining admin or diplo anytime soon because of the civil war issues. And the fact that we have a garbage ruler. Like I said, slow start as Castile. How are the papal points? We currently have 26. Oh, I see. The scrolling kind of covers that up. Let me move that to the side. So it only covers up the bottom index area. There we go. Okay, so as soon as we've taken control of the war goal, and the war goal for us is Malacca, then we can gain up to 25 war score. So the way that wars are determined is by war score. So you gain war score by occupying territories, you gain it by fighting battles, you gain it by blockades, naval battles, and there are also a couple of other factors which can dictate this. There is usually a war goal, which is the factor which gives you the most war score, and that is whoever controls Malacca. So right now we are losing war score, even though we've won a big naval battle and we also won the first opening battle against these guys and killed their entire army. Because they own Malacca, we're losing war score. However, once Malacca falls, then we can gain up to plus 25 just for free. And this is a sliding scale between minus 100 and plus 100. And generally, the higher the war score, the more stuff you can demand in the peace deal. And we'll talk about peace deals in more detail when we actually, do a peace deal. I'm really... okay, so these guys are now fully repaired. We're going to send you to sea so that you're blockading the port of Malacca. So if we now hover over Malacca... in fact, I'll show you before and after. So, if we're not blockading it, they actually have a sea route to reinforce the fort here. So it's getting supplies by sea. So the fort offensive has this -2 from the blockade. However, if we are here at sea and we have a successful blockade, then Malacca loses that bonus. And the siege is going to be that much quicker. We have enough ships. I'm fairly confident that we can maintain this. 4 months have passed. We have a level 1 siege commander doing this. And that's going fine. The other option that we have is doing a naval barrage. This will cost 50 military power and would breach their walls, which is another -2. Might even be -3, I forget. But it's pretty expensive, so I don't think we're going to bother with that. Besides, we've just breached their walls anyway, and we can see that a breach is... oh no, it's just a 1. Is it always just a 1? Yeah, okay. So it's a +1 to us. And it also means that we can order an assault, which will have our infantry attacking their garrison directly, but with some pretty hefty penalties. It's generally... you can order assaults if you're really in a hurry to take something and you feel like you have the excess manpower. I don't feel like we do. And I'm not in a hurry. We can maintain this war as long as we want, effectively. So we're going to back off from there. In fact, we're going to merge these two together. Let's just double check the supply limit. It's fine. And then we just have Malacca that we need to take out. 21% chance of success. 35% chance of success. Like I said, every month it should go up. Or at least stay stagnant. It doesn't go down unless they, for example, lifted the blockade. You can have up to 3 breaches and barrage gives all 3. Ah, okay. That I didn't know. Oh yeah, breaching the walls gives a +3 bonus to siege roll. Artillery increases the likelihood of achieving a breach, and obsolete forts are easier to breach. Good to know. I didn't know that. So England's currently in the process of gobbling up Ireland. Oof, big war. What's this? Liège. Liège is going ham against Burgundy right now. I wonder if Liège is going to force them to break their alliance with the Pope. It might do. It's one of the peace deal outcomes that you can demand. Okay, Malacca has been defeated. These ships that were in the port of Malacca are now being forced out, which is going to be a naval battle here. We're sitting here with our 4 heavies and the mighty Sergei in charge, so we'll probably get another pretty easy victory, honestly, because we have such significant, overwhelming force, and we did capture another transport ship. Alright, so let's go. I'm not seeing any Ottoman ships around here. This is a good opportunity for us to try and snipe this Tunisian navy. We outnumber them, we have better quality, we have more heavies. We should be able to beat them, even though this is an inland sea and their galleys will be more effective, but they've only got the 1. This is their transport fleet. I don't know where their combat fleet is. It'll probably show up soon enough, but nope, that's a victory for us. We sank a transport, and that's enough for us. And there's the Ottoman army, waiting patiently off the coast for a transport fleet, clearly. In fact, no, we're gonna... You came back? Yeah, okay, navies are acting really stupid at the moment. We captured 2. We captured a light ship and another transport. Easy. Let's move you back to Cordoba. Merge you together. And we'll just spend a little bit of time repairing. Unfortunately, we're basically out of sailors at this point because we had to repair all of the mothballed ships and then also just repairing damage. Plus, we're building 2 more heavies, and every heavy ship costs 200 sailors. They're not cheap, like I said. But now we have the war goal. War goal will slowly but surely tick up to 23. So we can gain another 23. So we can actually get 40% war score with just what we have right now. Even without blockading, say, Tunis. The other thing which is worth checking is the war enthusiasm. This doesn't matter at all in multiplayer, because it's up to the player how much they want to keep fighting, but against the AI it matters a lot. So Granada is currently at war enthusiasm of low. So Granada is really wanting to peace out, and if we offered them a low-level peace deal, they almost certainly would accept it. However, their willingness to fight on is going to be pretty heavily increased by the presence of the Ottomans in Tunis. They have some really big allies, and they are honestly going to be relying on those allies to keep them in the fight. So what we need to do is watch the war enthusiasm of these guys and try and reduce it. So what we could try to do is our own invasion of, say, Tunis to try and knock them out of the war, or possibly even an invasion of the Ottomans, or we can just wait. War enthusiasm goes down over time as the AI gets sick of fighting, as what's it called? Not war enthusiasm. As war exhaustion goes up. And in fact, that's something we can try and induce. So we're going to move our navy over here, and we're going to start blockading the Tunisian coast. And as we're blockading the Tunisians, their war exhaustion is going to rise. So right now, Granada is 8.5 war exhaustion. By hovering over the number, we can see the impact. So war exhaustion, the main impact is unrest. It's going to massively increase unrest in the country. And bear in mind that the higher the unrest, the lower all of the other traits of that province become anyway. Plus, it increases the chance of rebels rising. So we may well have to fight some Granadan rebels in the Granadan territories to keep it secure. It reduces manpower recovery, it reduces sailor recovery, it reduces shipbuilding and recruitment time, increases core creation, decreases siege ability, and quite dramatically decreases goods produced. So war exhaustion is very bad, and it caps out at 20. So they're almost halfway there already. The Ottomans are at 2, and the higher the war exhaustion, the more likely somebody is to want to peace out. So we can see Ottoman war exhaustion is having a -2 impact on piecing out this conflict. By blockading, you cause war exhaustion. At the end of the month, we should see how much exactly. And it also makes you money. So there we go. We can see that we're currently stealing 0.3, 0.4 ducats of money from their blockades right now, which is rather nice. We can press the detach blockade button and then move our ships up. No, we don't want to do that. We want to move transports. Leave them there. And then move the warships over. And then I think what we're going to do... In fact, this is the exact number we need. We can't... No, we can't detach. Why is that not lit up? Oh, no, we can't. That was split. So we're going to be blockading both of these areas, which is now actually blockading Tunis itself. So we're blockading their capital. This is going to be starting to have a significant effect on their war exhaustion, and their war exhaustion will start to rise because of the blockade. So my plan right now is to try and knock Tunis out of this war. But we do need to keep an eye, because we know that the Ottomans have a large navy around somewhere, which might try to lift the blockade. Especially once you start splitting your navies up and like spreading them out, then it could cause that. Gold rush! Our miners have hit a massive deposit of gold. Massive amounts of money are flowing into the treasury, so we do gain 1 inflation, but we also gain 264 ducats, which is rather nice. So as soon as we go up in technology, we can start building marketplaces, we can start building temples, and now we have the money to actually do it. Furthermore, we can get a naval doctrine. So naval doctrines are kind of hidden away, and I often forget they even exist. They are here, just above the ships in the military tab. If you click on the helm, then you get this selection. And there are 5 different naval doctrines you can choose. Some nations have some special ones, like Portugal has, I think, a special one, and Britain certainly does. So these are naval maintenance reduced by 15%, so ships are basically 15% cheaper to maintain. That probably means sailor maintenance too. Does naval maintenance reduce sailor maintenance? Asking you, chat, because I'm not actually sure about that. Oarsmen increases galley combat ability, so nations like Tunis may well have free oarsmen to make their galleys more effective. Merchant Navy, this one's very good for traders. Ship trade power increased by 33%. This can really quite substantially increase how much trade power you generate with your ships. Shipboarding, chance to capture enemy ships, plus 33%, so we have a higher chance of stealing their boats and adding them to our own. Oh, we do have a special one. Here we go. Grand Armada, treasure fleet income, plus 50%. This one is unique to Castile. And because it's unique to us, I think I'm probably going to grab it. This will cost us 180 ducats because we have 1,800 sailors in place right now. So every 10 sailors costs 1 ducat, basically. So getting a doctrine is something you want to do as early as possible when your fleet is as small as possible. The bigger the fleet becomes, the more expensive the doctrines become. So we're going to grab the Grand Armada right now because it's unique to us, and I like the idea of having treasure fleets. Treasure fleets are something we will discuss a little bit later on when we have colonies. Only relevant if you have colonies. Let's see if I can catch that ship while he's out on his own. Yep. Oh, that was... I captured it! It was a heavy! Oh, man. That is a massive loss to Tunis. Okay, naval AI right now is really dumb. So we now have 5 heavy ships. How badly damaged? It's barely even damaged. I mean, I'm going to split it off and repair it, because of course I am. I'll head back to Mercia and get repairs, please. Oh, what a result. Desmond accepted peace with England. Burgundy is now the Pope. Or rather, the Curio controller. Offaly have been annexed. A new golden bull. So Burgundy have determined that institution embracement cost minus 10% and institution spread 25% increased. Furthermore, cardinals spread institutions, and because we have got a couple of cardinals, we have 2 of them, the Renaissance should now spread more quickly through our nation. Just going to hover over and see if we're getting a decent amount anywhere. Now, where are our cardinals? If we go to the religious map mode, we can zoom out and see. So we have 1 here in Madrid, and every cardinal is spreading institution by 1.6? That's a huge amount. Crikey. Okay, so this is going to massively increase the rate of Renaissance spreading through Europe. That's an enormous amount. How did the Ottomans get over here? Mamelukes, are you rivals with the Ottomans? You are, so there's no way the Mamelukes would allow Ottoman military access. I'm wondering if we want to try and land some troops and kill off this army. I mean, we've been stealing the transports. We can shift 15,000 men at a time. And that would allow us to properly knock Tunis out of this war and possibly even grab some stuff from them. Doesn't the maneuver value of an admiral increase the chance of capturing ships? That I don't know. How do you get more cardinals? Cardinal spawning is a random thing that just happens from time to time. I believe that the Pope can give cardinals to countries, but I don't know what modifies the chance of them doing that. So if you're playing as the Papal States, you can give people cardinals, which seems a lot more useful in multiplayer than in single. Because they can basically give you deals like, I'll give you 100 ducats for a cardinal. I think it's effective by development, so high development, so high chance. Hey Bussy, how are you doing? Cost corruption to do, okay. Good to know though, Marshal. Our prestige is very nearly recovered. That's good to see. Ah, we've got another heavy ship. I would say that our naval force is now fairly overwhelming. And we can get a government reform. Okay, so we've talked about how national ideas and general ideas are one way of customizing your nation. Well, government reforms are another. Government reforms are also another way of increasing your governing capacity. So basically, you can spend reform progress, which are the points you just accumulate over time, for governing capacity. But really, the most useful use for these, and it's the big crown button here, is to get some new reforms. These do happen in a linear order, so you go for the tier 1s, then the 2s, then the 3s, then the 4s, etc., all the way down to the bottom. And each one is a choice. So right now, we have feudal nobility, which give us a 25% boost to income from vassals, and also boost the nobility influence. We could also be an autocracy, which reduces the unjustified demands by 10%. This basically means that we can take stuff in a peace deal, which we have no justification for taking. So, for example, in Granada, we have a justification because we have a claim on Malacca and on Jabal Tarak, so that's no different. But Garanath and Maria are now 10% cheaper to take in a peace deal, if we had autocracy. We can now also choose between strengthen noble privileges and curtail noble privileges. So strengthening them would increase the national manpower modifier by 15%, so it would increase our maximum capacity by another 15%, which is a big amount. Or we can curtail them, which will reduce the nobility's influence as the estate by 10%, which means that the nobility estate's modifiers will be weaker, but also means that they have less of a chance of trying to seize the government. And it will increase the amount of money we make, the tax modifier, by 10%. But I'm going to strengthen them. I think the national manpower modifier is going to be a really strong choice for us. The other difference here is previously, if you try to switch between options on one previous tier, it would cost you corruption. Nowadays, it costs you reforms instead. So you can basically spend 50 reform progress to switch between lower levels without any other negative. And England's insulted me, so England's thinking about war potentially. Or it's just an event. You don't really know. Air falls ill. Oh no. 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 No! The heir, Farrell, breathes heavily. He has been lying in bed for 3 days now, and reflected in the beads of sweat on his forehead is the fear in the attendant's eyes for Farrell's life. Farrell may not make it through the night unless something is done, so we can send for a trained medicus, which gives him a 50-50% chance of surviving. Or we can just pray for him. Thoughts and prayers, everyone. Which is a 75% chance of dying. But 25% chance of him increasing in legitimacy. We don't need legitimacy, so we're going to spend the money. Fingers crossed, because our heir has been a big problem. Damn it! However, we're going to have positive prestige. We cannot assign a new heir while at war, but we might be able to do it after the war. And I'm getting increasingly concerned, because the Queen is now 59 and the King is 49. They're getting on a bit, and it's very unlikely that the Queen's going to have another kid. Meanwhile, our heavy ships are now ready, so let's go and send them out into service. England's declared war on Ulster. Wow, England's really going ham against Ireland right now. And Morocco keeps raiding us. So don't worry too much if you're being raided. It's more a benefit for them than a malice for you. It will increase your devastation, which will reduce the productivity of your nation, of your coastal provinces a little. But the big thing is it's giving them money and sailors. So it's important for the raiding nations to do. And that's why they'll keep on doing this. Every 10 years, they'll raid your coastline. But it is only every 10 years. That's really annoying. That ruler would have been awesome. How old was he? He was still only 4, wasn't he? Yeah, right. We have 7 heavies now? Hell yeah. I could detach enough and move this 9 down here. Ooh, hello, Ottoman Navy. Without any galleys. We're going to try and catch you. So we've only got the 12 ships here against 17. They have 1 galley. We have 7 heavy ships. We should win this one fairly comfortably, unless they bring in reinforcements. Yeah, look at their morale go down as their ships start peeling away and trying to run away. We captured 3, so we captured 3 transports, and then we're just going to return to blockade. How badly damaged did we get? Not hugely. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach those and detach those, and we'll just leave the heavies here on their own. Tunis is trying to build some more troops. Ottomans are down to just 28. Ah, the Ottomans are at war with somebody else and they're being occupied. No, they're not. However, we are now dominant at sea. They still have 17 galleys, but we have 7 heavies. So, come at me, bro. And you know what? Let's detach that blockade and send these down here to get Thukwat. And then at that point, Tunis is going to be 100% blockaded. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually show you the percentage blockade anymore. It used to. Is there a way of seeing that? Because Tunis is war enthusiast, war exhaustion is going to be rising really, really heavily now.